Hello, I hope all of you are doing great. In the previous section, we learned about what is data, what is information, what is big data, and we also learned about the central theme of the big data. We introduced you to Hadoop ecosystem. As a part of this particular section, we'll discuss about HDFS. What is HDFS? HDFS, as we know, it is there as a part of the Hadoop ecosystem. We already dealt with Hadoop ecosystem. Hadoop ecosystem is a ecosystem supports the distributed storage and distributed processing. And we did discuss about different components at a high level in our previous section. So if you see, HDFS is there as a part of the Hadoop ecosystem. What we'll do now, we'll just take this HDFS and try to understand it bit more. What is the full formation of HDFS? Any thoughts? Can you pause the video and try? It is Hadoop Distributed File System. We'll understand Hadoop Distributed File System. What is it as a part of this lecture? One of the important aspect of the HDFS is it is built on commodity hardware. We did discuss in our previous sections what is commodity cluster and what is commodity hardware. Commodity hardware is a desktop whatever we can own, or a laptop, or a simple rack. HDFS do support the storage of the data on commodity hardware. That is one of the very important aspect of the HDFS. The second thing is it is highly fault tolerant. When we talk about data distributed across different systems in a cluster, assuming that some 1,000 systems are there, 1,000 CPUs are there, 1,000 commodity hardwares are there, don't you think there is a possibility that one or two systems may fail? As compared to the servers, failure is a norm in commodity hardwares. What do we mean by that is servers are very well maintained, but on the other hand, if you really see commodity hardwares or the desktops or the laptops, they bound to fail, they bound to get crashed, they bound to stop working. That is in a way is a norm as compared to the servers. Considering that point where failure of a hardware is a norm in commodity hardware, we have developed a HDFS to be fault tolerant. We did discuss about what is fault tolerance in our previous section, and we'll be discussing that in more detail as and when we move forward with this particular topic. HDFS is suited for batch processing. When I say batch processing, what is batch processing? Batch processing in this context means HDFS is suitable for storage of the large chunks of data and processing that data through other programming models. It is not suited for continuous stream of the data. It is suited for storing of the large amount of data which need to be processed further. And one important thing is we rely on HDFS where we would need a high throughput rather than low latency. What is throughput? What is latency here? Throughput is amount of data what you are planning to store and process. High throughput means here we are planning to store and process large amount of data, not a small amount of data. Let us take an example here. Assuming that you have a $50,000, 5 lakh Indian rupees, you will go and withdraw almost $1,000. Then you will receive a message on your mobile phone in a fraction of a second. How is it happening? Bank account is maintaining the details of each and every customer in a table as a part of their database. The table of your bank account, a record will be updated. The moment record is updated, it is triggering a message. You have withdrawn so and so much of money. Please check whether if you have withdrawn or somebody is trying to meddle with your account. This is what happens. This is happening in a fraction of a second. Now, if I am saying it is happening in a fraction of a second, that means low latency. So what is latency then? Latency is nothing but some type of delay. It may be network delay, it may be disk delay, or it may be some delay. So latency is a delay before transfer of a data begins following an instruction for its transfer. That is what latency is. When we say low latency, it is taking less amount of time. When we say high latency, it is taking more amount of time. Coming back to HDFS, this is suited for the batch processing. Here, data access has high throughput rather than low latency. It means this component is capable of storing and processing large amount of data rather than worrying about the latency. We are okay with latency here because we are trying to transfer, we are trying to store large amount of data. We are not worried about the low latency. The next one is it supports very large data sets. I means HDFS is the storage layer in a Hadoop ecosystem which supports the big data storage and processing, right? What it means is obviously by default HDFS supports storage of large amount of data. One more important thing is it manages the file storage across multiple disks. If you carefully observe this diagram here, we do have a CPU. This CPU will have a hard disk like this. That is the reason we are representing both of them. In the future classes, we'll be representing only this to denote the hard disk. The hard disk is nothing but which is there in a CPU. HDFS has a storage layer of Hadoop ecosystem. It manages the file storage across multiple disks. Means we are saying it is distributed storage, right? That is the reason HDFS is managing the file storage across the multiple disks. Means it allows, it enables, it supports storage of a file distributed across multiple disks. Each disk is on a different machine in a cluster. When we say it manages the file storage across multiple disks, the disk not necessarily be there in the only one machine. Each disk is on a different machine. This is a different machine, this is a different machine, this is a different machine in a cluster. We know what is cluster. Cluster is nothing but a group of machines. In this case, group of desktops, group of CPUs. We say a one particular machine as a node in a cluster. Assuming that this is a cluster, this cluster consists of 3 systems. One of the system is also called as a node. That's it about what is HDFS. We'll understand more about HDFS in the upcoming lectures. Thank you very much.